Hey Ty, so it's official. You guys are going to be matching up with the Mavericks in the first round. You said before the game that you guys were prepping against for either Portland or Dallas. Obviously, you're not going to give away any of your strategies, but how much of it could you divulge? Just how you guys are planning on preparing for that matchup, whatever you're comfortable with telling us.
Well, we know we play with a guy who controls the whole tempo of the game, in Luca, by scoring, rebounding, passing, making his teammates better. So we know he's the head of the snake. It's going to be a tough challenge. But we just got to give him different looks. We can't let him be comfortable. Just keep mixing up throughout the course of the game, blitzing him a little bit, firing on him a little bit, switching a little bit. So we want to keep him off balance as much as possible. We know Porzingis is back. He's healthy. So he poses a problem, especially being 7'1", 7'2", be able to shoot the ball the way he does. Also be able to post up, roll, pop. So they do a lot of different things. Of course, Rick Carlisle is a Hall of Fame coach, who's also a great coach. I mean, who also is big for that team as well. So we know, we have our hands full. We know they're a good team. They've been playing great this year. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
We'll move over to Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. First off, a positive for tonight was only 3 turnovers, a season low. I'm sure that has to make you happy somewhat.
Well, hopefully we can get it from our starting guys to only have 3 turnovers. But I thought the young guys did a great job, man. They played hard, competed, and it was just good to see those guys out there on the floor like that.
What'd you make of Daniel Ortuber's play tonight? You gave him 37 minutes. It was by far the longest stint he's had as a professional. What did you make of his overall impact this evening?
I thought, just it's a first chance to get this kind of minutes. Basically play starter minutes tonight, and just something to get his feet wet and something he can look forward to going down the line. But I thought he played hard. I thought he played tough. He learned some things tonight. Their guys are pretty big and pretty physical. So, getting in the weight room, I think, owning the space better, like far as rebounding the basketball, and then owning the space on the shots. They were a long team. They were pretty physical with them. So this is a good test for him tonight.
Appreciate it.
And now we'll try Miriam this time.
Hey Todd, how important were these couple games for Serge to sort of get his legs under him, and what do you think of his play?
Yeah, it was really good. Serge said he felt great, especially after the first game. Coming back the next day, had no soreness, no pain, and tonight he said he felt great as well. Just getting his win back is the biggest thing for him. Getting in better game shape, but overall, he's not happy with his shot right now, but that's going to come. We know he can shoot the basketball. So the physicality of the game, the speed of the game was the most important thing we needed to see. And I thought he did a good job with that, these 2 games he played.
Right. Can I also ask about the DJs you guys are going to have coming in? Do you know who they are? Are these like your favorites of yours, or how does that work?
No, it's probably going to be a team DJ. We'll probably have Jay Porterfield do the DJ, and so we'll see how it goes.
We'll move over to Andrew.
Ty, because the matchups with the Mavericks this year were they kind of in odd times. You have that early season 51-point loss, and then you play the next 2 times, and Serge had just gone down. I mean, do you look at those 3 games as much of a template to draw from about either team, or is it
No,
yeah?
not at all. I mean, the playoffs is a different season. Seen a lot of crazy things throughout the course of the regular season. And when the playoffs come, it's a whole different season. Mentality changes. A lot of things change. So you can't read into anything that happened in the regular season because it's a whole totally different season.
Okay, Cameron, go ahead.
Hey, Ty. So with that being said, with the playoff being an entirely different season, kind of what is your approach? Do you guys just approach it or focus on more what you can do? I understand what you said about Luka being the head of the snake earlier, and the compliments you gave them guys, but is your approach just focused on what you guys can do as a team going into the playoffs, or do you kind of take some of the things that you've seen from them early in the season and kind of focus on that?
You can take some of the things you've seen as far as plays they run, what they're looking to do, coming out of timeouts, who they're trying to target and take advantage of, and just kind of get, themes of how they play. But as far as wins and losses throughout the course of the season, a lot of things are different, back-to-backs, getting in late, playing a team on their home floor twice back to back. So it's a lot of things to take into account. But in the playoffs, it's going to be rest in between games. You got the first two at home, the next two on the road, and you just kind of get into a rhythm and a pattern of what's going to happen. So, like I said, it is a total different season, and we're up for the challenge.
These young guys that you guys had played in the last week or so of the game, how much do you think that's going to play an impact going into the playoffs?
The young guys?
Yeah, you played the young guys, obviously, with some
Oh,
injuries
yeah.
and the
I'm not
mismatch
sure if it's going
schedules.
to impact the playoffs, but they do get a chance to be on a scout team and run Dallas's plays, run it with pace. We got to defend it so we can lock into how we want to guard it and stuff like that. So it's a lot of good experience for these young guys. And like I said, I'm proud of the work they put in this season. All of them, they stayed ready. They put the work in. They worked hard. And so I'm just very, like I said, very proud of those guys for sticking with through a hard, tough season. Some guys like Daniel and Jay Scrub, who that's their first year, but Terrence Mann in his second year, just going through everything we had to go through and be able to adapt. I'm very proud of those guys.
Okay, we'll move over to Andrew and close out with Nick Henry.
Now that we're at the end, Ty, of the season, I mean, when you set out this year in terms of big picture goals about where you wanted to be entering the playoffs, I guess how do you feel about where you guys are at right now? Obviously, no secret you guys would have rather been healthier at times during this year, but in terms of just preparation, rhythm you guys are at, where do you guys feel like you guys are at?
I feel good. We've been through a lot of ups and downs this season, with our injuries and guys being in and out of the lineup. I'm starting different lineups, playing different guys, different rotations. And I thought our guys handled it well, so a lot of guys have a lot of experience in different positions. Like I said, the main thing for us is just making sure we go into the playoffs healthy. And it was hard to run all those minutes on our young guys like that, but we want to just make sure, our core guys are guys that, we want to start the playoffs with, that they're healthy. And we was able to get through tonight with that. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Go ahead, Nick, we'll close this out.
Hey, Coach, you talked about the younger guys, logging in more minutes because of obviously injury or just giving the starters kind of a rest a little bit. How much do you feel like that will help the younger guys heading into the playoffs with that experience?
Oh, I think it's great. I think for guys like T-Man and Luke Kennard, I think it's great for those guys to get the experience they got this year. A lot of big games, a lot of big situations, and those guys were on the floor and they had to produce and they came through a lot of times. So I think it was a great experience for those guys going into the playoffs.